Hello, everyone. I would like to ask you why you are patient. I'm asking myself this question too in this video, and we'll just go along as we go. So, here goes. My take on it about why I'm patient is that I actually care about taking in my surroundings, which includes other people, and formulating a best world outcome, I would say, for the current situation, which may just include, I don't know, seeing like an old person trying to cross the street, and I would say, what's the pros and cons of going to help that person, and so, it would just occur to me to take it in a little bit and then decide to act according to the amount of information that I can process in the time that it takes for me to fully understand the situation. There we go. So a rather long-winded explanation, but I have one. So, it doesn't take a lot of information to process. Deciding to help an old person cross the street. So I would say that would take a couple of seconds of my time to decide. So I don't know if that's a good marker of my patience or not. I don't know. But impatience of adversity, let's say. I would say I'm pretty patient. For the same reason as before. I like to take in as much information as possible, and then I like to open my mouth. But other than that, I try to, I'm pretty quiet, I would say, other than when I have my mind made up. Then I can actually talk. Excuse me. So, I was just wondering about you guys and how patient you are, and why you decide to be patient with different things. Because in the world of our world, I don't know why I said it that way, but in this world, there we go, there are a lot of evils that go on, that threaten us every day. And I think patience is a privilege of the safe. Patience is a privilege of the safe. That's what I have come up with, my little phrase here. So, it might actually not be my phrase. I haven't looked it up, so somebody else might have come up with it first. Who knows? But it's a good one. I like it. Patience is a privilege of the safe. So what makes you think that you're safe? In order for you to be patient? It's a good question, because when you're threatened, you don't have the time that you need to take in all the information to make a good choice. So I would say that being patient has a time and a place. And when it comes to evil, being patient is thrown out the window a lot of times, because evil is directly threatening us by existing in itself as evil. So, what makes us think here in a well-established country that's not in war, what makes us think that our safety doesn't equate to other people's safety? Like, why do we prioritize our own safety above others? For instance, I'm safe in my apartment right now, and I'm spending my time worrying about the safeties of others. You know what I mean? I'm spending my time in Tactivist, doing things like that, trying to spread a good word to try and help people while I'm safe and privileged in that way. So, I would just like to ask you where your line is. What would make you decide to get up and be an antactivist? Or not even an antactivist. You could be another ist there is that takes action against another type of evil in the world. What would make you get out of your chair and actually record a simple video like this with your phone and try and make a video and put yourself out there? What would it take for you to hold up a sign for 10 minutes on your local intersection? Who knows how many people you'll save just by holding up a sign for 10 minutes. If enough people do it, So, I would say that we need courage in order to pass through this gate of evil and to get into the paradise that is patience. Because patience should be saved for the most important times in our lives, like for our children. Like, we should be the most patient with our children. So, and well, I should say something about those adult children out there who are 38 that very well and will say so themselves that they are 14 on the inside. Well, my father's one of them. He'll say he's 12. But anyway, I believe our patience should be best reserved for teaching people, let's say. Because teaching kids is one of the primary things you do with kids. So I would just like to broaden my statement there by saying teaching people is one of the hardest things you can do, because it requires patience and courage. And because people, namely adults, do not want to be taught. They just want to know things already because they're an adult. Like, they should know things already. They're a man, they're a woman, it's time. Or something like that. Oh, I have children, I'm supposed to know these things already. And if I don't, I'm lame. Like, it's okay not to know things, especially if you're a parent. It's especially important for you to admit that you're wrong as a parent and to say something, to lead, to be an example, to say to your children that, oh, it's okay to be wrong sometimes. Anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent here, but let me bring it back to circumcision. Okay. Patience has no effect to a baby. And I'm sure you know that. But let's say that a family doesn't think about circumcision until the baby is born. How much time does that couple have to decide to circumcise their child? A matter of minutes? Hours? Maybe a couple days? If that? To make a permanent decision like that? And it's okay for you to not know everything about it first before making that decision? It seems very wild to me that you wouldn't just wait. Maybe just wait for a couple months even. For the baby to actually grow up. And give yourselves time to think about the issue. Because the baby's not going to remember regardless if they're circumcised or not when they're 1 day old or 1 month old. Give yourself a month to think about it. Give yourself a month to research. Give yourself a month to think about it. And then decide. And don't just go into it blind like most Americans do, stupidly. It's very stupid of us to remain ignorant and feel satisfied in our ignorance. Because when you ask most people about circumcision and the effects of circumcision, they will say only like 2 or 3 things. When it goes way into the dozens, it removes over a dozen functions of the penis when you circumcise it. And naming them is a trial. Like, so you would expect like only a handful of people to be able to do that, or most people in a higher moral society, apparently of which we do not live in. Because number one, I think circumcision is one of the greatest evils on the planet. Number two, it's going rampant in what is regarded as the leader of the world in countries in America, which is absurd. You would think that'd be the reverse, that the countries with underdeveloped information systems would have the most circumcisions. But no, it's apparently America. So that goes to show that we are not patient people as Americans. We are not courageous people as Americans. We are not brave. Just look at our school shootings. We don't prioritize our children anymore. It's sad. Very sad. We prioritize our seniors more than we prioritize our children. It's completely backwards. What's going on? Anyway, I'm getting a little political now. But I would just like to leave you with that thought about your own levels of patience and how it affects your day-to-day lives, even. Not just your moral, philosophical side, but your, like, everyday decisions. How does your patience affect that, too? So let me know what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.